Robert Sylvester Kelly was born on January 8, 1967, in Chicago. He earned his big break when he won a $100,000 prize on the television talent show called Big Break. Kelly signed with Jive Records in 1991 and released the album Born into the 90s with his group Public Announcement in 1993. Soon after, he released his solo debut, 12 Play, which was eventually certified 6 times platinum. At the same time, he began a career producing records for others, including the debut album of the teenage R&B singer, Aaliyah. In 1995, his album, R. Kelly, sold 4 million copies. Soon after, his single, I Believe I Can Fly, topped the charts and won 3 Grammy Awards. Kelly released a series of multi-platinum albums in the 2000s, as well as the multi-part hip-hop opera, Trapped in the Closet, which he released to radio stations in short portions. Kelly has released 17 studio albums, 5 compilation albums, and 5 collaboration albums. In addition to his 3 Grammys, Kelly has won dozens of awards, including several American Music Awards, a Black Entertainment Television Award, and many Billboard Awards. Kelly's solo work has sold over 75 million albums and singles worldwide to date. And when you talk about the singer's producing career, he has been just as successful at that. Over the decades, he has produced hundreds of songs for other artists, some of which became extremely successful. He has produced songs for Michael Jackson, Britney Spears, Toni Braxton, the Isley Brothers, Mary J. Blige, Celine Dion, and Luther Vandross, just to name a few. But many have often questioned, how is he so good at writing and producing music, if he's unable to do the basics, like read or write? It turns out it was his mother that saw something special in him. Something that Robert Sylvester Kelly, to this day, still does not understand. While most would quickly assume that Robert has dyslexia, the singer says it's more than that. In his book Soulacoaster, he shares that when he was a kid, he realized he couldn't read like the other kids. He said, "When I was a kid, I found out that I couldn't read or write like other kids. I would worry myself sick, that something was wrong with me, and that my disability would trap me. Other kids could read, other kids could write, other kids could spell and could also do math. I felt like an alien, like an outcast. What is going to happen to me?" My mother couldn't answer it. My stepfather wasn't really interested, one way or another, and my brothers and sisters were so young at the time, they wouldn't do anything but tease me about it. I was the dummy. Many close to the singer confirmed Kelly's difficulties was not only with reading, but with basic math. According to a close family friend, literally, to shop and get change was a very big problem for Robert. But his mother patiently worked with him at night, trying to tutor him, and she always encouraged him. She built up his self-esteem and fostered the belief that despite the fact he couldn't read, he had a genius inside of him. One day, after school, where kids would constantly taunt him because of his disability, his mother looked at him and said, "One day, you're gonna be famous. I mean famous, like Al Green and Sam Cooke, famous like Marvin Gaye." Despite the difficulty, Kelly said he always tried to read, but when he did, he would always hear scrambled music. He likened it to an orchestra going off that didn't know what they were doing. It was so confusing, so he would just end up getting really sleepy and tired. When it comes to his ability to make such amazing music, he said he can't figure out why he has the ability. He said he can't really read or write, and doesn't know how to spell, and confirmed that he doesn't know math. But at the same time, he can write songs the way that he does. He still doesn't understand it. He admits that reading remains a struggle, but since his daughter showed him voice texts on his phone, he's gotten much better. He said he's not an A or B student, but he's gotten much better with reading. He's now able to voice text and get his message across, and when they text him back, he takes his time to read through it. During an interview, he was asked about the trials and tribulations of starting his career, where he had this to say: "When I was trying to make it out here, I already knew, and I was stubborn about it. I don't even read really, and I'm not afraid to say that. The only reason I graduated from grammar school is because I had a great jump shot. I went to high school, and my teacher told me, 'You will be one of the greatest writers of all time.' I believed it." You have to believe it. You can't believe anything if you're hating. You can't achieve anything if you're hating.
Thank you. I'd like to thank God, who's the head of all of our life. We just got to realize it and keep working and trying to get better every day. I'd like to thank.
Check out some of our videos that you may have missed, and stay tuned to our channel for more press release content.